Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So into this month we have a new set coming out, RB1, probably the best jumping in point that this game has ever had. This is our first reprint set, and it's not just a bunch of generic reprints or anything like that. We're talking some of the most coveted, highly sought after cards that have been out since literally the beginning of the game, since the very first booster set as well as the very first starter decks are finally available again, because I mean, let's face it, there's no way you're ever going to get product like that again that's sealed for any sort of reasonable price. So now that we're finally getting reprints of these cards, prices are now so affordable across the board in this game, more so than ever before. So this is the time for new players, and this is the perfect set to get into this game. Also, this month's featured memory marker is Ghoulish Jellymon here. This is a fantastic one, if I get my fingers out of the way, for the October season. So this is our Patreon reward for the month. So if you're a Patreon member, this is your reward for the month. But if you don't want to join Patreon, you can go straight to the source and go to my wife's Etsy page, link in the description below. She handmade this out of clay, hand painted as well. The color shifting purple on the tips, super cool memory marker, absolutely awesome. Probably one of the best ones she has ever made. It's so awesome. Also, before we jump into this, I just want to mention that thank you everyone that came and supported the channel on the last video about the health of the game. People jumping into the comments, supporting Digimon. Love to see it. I do think some people got a little bit of a misconception of what I was putting out there. I didn't repeat it enough throughout the video, I guess, for those that did watch it. A lot of people did not. They just saw the thumbnail and said F you. But the point was that people continue to try new card games. We keep getting new card games that come out. People jump to them, but you know what? Time after time after time, literally multiple card games now, people go to them and they always come back to Digimon. Digimon is a fantastic, well-built, well-designed game. Some of the best artwork, card designs, just across the board. This is the game that people continue to come back to. So just keep that in mind, as when it feels like the game is in a lull and then like people are quitting. They're just trying something new for a time, but I mean, 9 times out of 10, literally, everyone comes back to Digimon. So just keep your spirits high, guys. Like, we go through lulls. That's a thing. We got a new set coming out. Let's go ahead and get into this super hype set. I'm really excited for this. All right, and so I'm using DigimonCard.io today for most of this, not all of it, but for a good majority of it, because the .dev that I normally use is actually not including this in the RB1. They've only got the new cards, but I wanted to show you could go over and look at reprints that we're getting in this, like must-have reprints. Also, we don't have it confirmed yet or not, but I was looking on some of the other websites out there, and it looks like we're getting like rare foil upgrades of these. The new rare type, where the white part around the edge here is now foil. I really hope that's the case, because then that is like an incentive for veteran players to also come in and scoop up these and buy some packs as well, because then you're just getting a rarity bump of a lot of cards that you've had in your collection for ages. So that's just gonna be really cool to get some of these as rares. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through here and pick out the highlights as we move down, and then we'll discuss the new cards. So Upamon, of course, one of the great staples for blue players out there, just a classic. When you attack, if they have a Digimon no sources, you draw one. Like, if you're ever playing a blue deck, this is always a safe option to go with, pretty much. Next line here, Magna Angemon. Now, some people will be like, well, the prices have fallen so much that does it really matter anymore? You realize that the prices went down because this set was announced. If this set had never been announced, those prices like Magna Angemon here would still be $30, $40 cards here, and just forever going up as they get older, harder to find, but now finally affordable and will be extra affordable even now. Must have staple card for yellow players, always a good one to have. Going down here, we've got our memory fixers, some of the most popular ones that have had exorbitant prices. I mean, considering they were just rares, I mean, they've held higher, double the value of secret rares for a long time now, for over a year. These three here are just absolutely incredible cards. If you play any of these three colors at any time, you could slot these in and you will see value in it instantly. They're that awesome. So definitely some ones you're going to want to get your playset of if you don't already. We got a reprint of our first secret rare here in the Metal Greymon, a good include for you Machinedramon players out there. We got a Salamon here. Now this isn't like a good like drop the price sort of thing, but it is still just a good card to pick up for yellow players out there, particularly you SetCon players out there like myself. Coming down here, this Gabumon here is pretty much a staple in almost every purple deck ever. Just that inheritable of on deletion draw 2 trash 1 is pretty much like a must-have in every purple deck. So really cool to see that in here as well. Moving down here, we see the purple's memory fixer as well. Not a bad card to have. Secret rare Black War Greymon. Unfortunately, does not see a ton of use, but it does see use like on some crazy techs. Every once in a while, we'll see like a top 3, and they'll have like this Black War Greymon in there. You're like, what, really? As far as babies, I see all 3 of these used even still to this day. Demi V and Upamon, a little bit less so than Demi Marimon. Their price reflects that, as well as they've had some alt art printing, so their original prints are pretty low rarity. However, this Demi Marimon, even its lowest rarity, has still been a like $10 common card or uncommon for ages now, so that's cool that that's getting a reprint again. Moving down, jamming Vmon, that just a solid rookie. You've seen this thing teched into like almost every deck at one point or another. People are like, I just need to throw in some stuff. Any deck that doesn't use their babies or rookies, using this jamming Vmon with this Demi Vmon, just attack, draw a card, jamming, he survives the security check, just instant value. These two together, if you don't use rookies in your deck, just a real good solid include for sure into any kind of strategy like that. We got the Angelomon here. This one isn't too crazy or anything like that, but the Inheritable here did see a lot of play at one point, just that being able to play a free rookie off, and anytime you can like abuse this, because it's not a once per turn. This is like before they really started limiting those once per turn effects. Like you'll get some really good value out of that if you can abuse that. Terriermon, just a good solid card because he's a memory fix or a memory blocker, so opponent can't gain memory, so not bad there. Same with the Chumon here. Lady Devimon is an awesome reprint. Definitely pick these up if you play purple and you don't have them, or you want to play purple in the future. A playset of this Lady Devimon is pretty much a must. It's the on Evo here, draw 2, trash 2. In addition to when digivolving, you know, you'll draw 1 because you evoed, so it's essentially a draw 3, trash 2. That's really, really good. You Yu-Gi-Oh players out there, Graceful Charity has been banned since like the dawn of Yu-Gi-Oh, so the fact that, you know, you can run this at 4, that should tell you how, you know, awesome it is. So definitely, I still include this in purple builds all the time. Literally just in Ravenmon, before we got the next set where we got the additional support, like I was running 2 Lady Devimons in that, even to this day. That's how good it is. Lilithmon, solid card. A Delicate Plan, always a solid card if you're playing a red OTK deck that can get a ton of hits in one swing and it can't have an ability to turn off options. Then a Delicate Plan is always a nice card to just tech in. Moving down here, just some solid cards. You got some hybrids here, but you know, cards are all pretty readily available. So are these, but still good includes like Labramon, that on play, draw 1, trash 1. The Izzy here, still like used all the time. Like D-Brigade players love this card. I mean, literally, again, another card that's still used in tons of decks, even at this very day. So great ones to pick up. Kari's here, great cards as well. Set con players out there, you know, we love our Karis for sure. So good. I believe Blinding Ray actually got dropped from the set. I can't remember all of them, but I'm pretty sure Blinding Ray was one of the ones not included. We got another secret rare here in the form of Lucymon. I think Lucymon is another one of those cards that it's just like, I can just tech this in whenever. I mean, we've seen it in SetCon being teched in. We've seen it in BL Starmon being teched in as well. Just that on play, recover 1, and you can play it for just a 5 play cost. So, and it's a 10k body. I mean, 5 play cost, recover, 10k body. Yeah, super good card. I mean, definitely a solid one to pick up. It's normally a secret rare, so you'll be able to get it pretty affordable in this. As far as babies here, of course, we got the BT5 Koromon. Now, it's not like an overly expensive card or anything, but this is like if you play any sort of Greymon deck right now, you're using this Koromon, so that's cool that we're seeing that. Siakomon here, prevent reduced Digivolution cost, always a staple there. Weedmon in a Digiburst deck, solid one to have. I mean, we're tons of this. This Omnimon, this is the Blitz Omnimon that's like, if you run a red or blue deck that, you know, does some sort of OTK strategy, half the time, this is your finisher. And this card has been, like, it's just a super rare, but it has held value of higher than most secret rares for a long time, even it's just its regular artwork. So it's really cool that we're seeing this this reprint in here. Really like to see it. Zwart Defeat, wow. Secret Rare Omnimon X does see play every once in a while, not a ton. Neither does Zwart Defeat, but both of these cards, you know, secret rares. Zwart Defeat at one time, it was sitting at $50, so having access to this, just go ahead and pick up a playset. You never know when like a card like this will become like super relevant again. So it's just good to have in your collection. Now, I'm not saying this is not necessarily a set you want to invest in to make a profit. This is, I mean, these are reprints of cards that already exist. These are just cards you want to pick up if you don't have already and you can't afford the original printings. This is, you know, what you're aiming for on this. Garurumon here, unfortunately, is limited here, but, you know, these are great cards here. Seeing them reprinted, these are promos, so seeing promos reprinted is fantastic. Like this V-Tamer Tai, you know, like this Caramon. God, this Caramon was such a pain to get for a long time. It was only ever in the first store tournament packs, and most stores couldn't get those because there was no solid way to sign up to be a tournament store. So a lot of stores didn't get these for a long time. Now this Diaboromon has been reprinted into the ground, but this Caramon though, nice to see it here. Pulsemon here, this card again was another one of those. It was a pre-release prize card, right, or participation, one of them, but it was really hard to get for a while. They kept giving these out at events, but it's nice to just see it in a pack and just available, just for people in general to get. I think it's a solid rookie in a yellow deck. If you got extra yellow spots you don't know what to do with, Pulsemon's always a good include. Palmon, you know, giving that jamming, like this card was another one of those that just set at crazy values for a long time. Pretty affordable these days, but still solid include. Memory boost cards included. You'll notice we're seeing 3 because we're getting the alt arts as well. So there's the alt arts coming in, which will be very sought after among veteran players. They were going to really want those new artworks. They do look fantastic. But for you non-veteran players like this, these are must-have cards. You want 4 of whatever colors you play. You want 4 of these memory boost, and so these will be very easy to pick up among people that are wanting the new stuff, and they're not going to want the old ones anymore. So definitely get your hands on these. Moving right on along past the memory boost here. Keep going. More memory boost. Some promos here. Nothing too crazy. We're getting the... I believe they pulled the security rookies, I want to say, out of the set. And then we're moving into the new stuff. So that is it for reprints. Again, like tons of great stuff here. Love to see it. Great opportunities for new players to get in, as well as veteran players. If these are foil upgrades, like we've seen a little bit of, I hope they are. I would love to see all these cards in foil and just like replace them in my collection, from the common and uncommon variants, even the rares up to the new rares, like a higher rarity. I absolutely want to get these for sure. Now, moving into DigimonCard.dev for the rest here, we got the translations of all the brand new cards here. Now, I'm not going to do like a card-by-card review or anything too crazy like that. We will... I plan on at least making decks for all of these and getting them on the channel for you guys. We've got Gammamon finally getting Seriousmon. We are getting its promo variant. I don't like the promo, I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do like the RB1 Seriousmon, so that's great that we're getting that, as well as a new Canovismon here. Very similar to the other one in a lot of ways, but we're just getting more copies because we didn't have enough level 5s before. So having this available as well to really kind of flesh it out with the new Seriousmon. And there's actually 2 ways you can build the deck. You can build like the regular red variant, which is kind of like a sort of OTK-ish. It's a lot of fun. I don't think it's necessarily as good as like a Greymon deck, unfortunately, but it's still really interesting. But the other way to go is the Regulishmon, the Ghoulish, all that stuff. Now, if you are running the Proxymon, though, you will have to include the Seriousmon. But I would say the build strategy is pretty different. While you are including a lot of the same cards as the red build, this purple variant here will be overall still pretty different of your main strategy. Another one that I didn't see on that page, but we are getting the promo reprints of our tamers here, which is really good because like the Kiyoshiro there, that's the one that gives jamming, the promo version of it, so that will be in the set as well. So that's really cool. Make sure you pick those up, all those promo tamers, because they were locked behind, again, more tournament packs that were still like that was when people started finally getting tournament packs. So that could like kind of come into play there of prices, but if these decks ever popped off, those promos are going to be really good to pick up. A must card, recommending to a lot of people, if you're still here watching this video at this point, I'm going to recommend picking up the only alt art I want out of this set is the HoverEspimon. I think this is just a really solid card, just an all-around solid card. Level 4, 5 play cost, 5,000 DP, 2 Evo, like not crazy stats or anything like that, but on play and when digivolving, I should say, reveal the top card of your opponent's security stack. If that card is a Digimon card, gain 1 memory. So essentially it's a 4 play cost or a 1 Evo cost. Cool. We get that. Either way, though, if it's not a Digimon card, we get the knowledge. And that's the biggest thing. Getting to look at your opponent's security stack is almost impossible in this game. I mean, aside from like Omnimon X, that's I think the only one that's coming to mind right now that you get to look at your opponent's security stack and know what's in there. This one, we just get the top card, but hey, that's great knowledge, especially for a very reasonable memory cost to do so. Otherwise, draw 1. So if it's not a Digimon card, you draw 1. So if it's an option or tamer, you're going to get a draw. Return the revealed card face down at the top or bottom of your opponent's security stack. Again, wow, what an effect. So get a flip it up. If it's a Digimon, we get a gain of memory. If it's not a Digimon, we draw a card. Either or, great. And we get the knowledge. And then what we get to do with that knowledge is we get to stack it to the bottom. I mean, especially if it's like a blowout card that you do not want to deal with right now, just send it to the bottom and then go in for the next card. Love that so much. An absolute banger of a card. But it doesn't stop there. All turns, while there is a tamer in play, this Digimon gains blocker and cannot be deleted by your opponent's effects. Yeah. I don't know what to say. It can't be deleted by your opponent's effects. That's huge for something so small. This is just a level 4. Your opponent, if they're going to clear this with deletion effects, like just something off the top of my head, the Jessmon level 4, right? The inheritable of when attacking, you could pop a 5k, something like that. Same with like Gallantmon decks. They like to just pop stuff with low DP. yeah, HoverEspimon's like, I don't care, you can't stop me, and then they just get to block it. So really, really nice card here. I love this card so much. I think it's going to be a neat little tech into lots of decks. Even if you're not playing it in a black deck, I think it can fit in a lot of different strategies. So really harping on that card because I think it's going to be fantastic. We're getting some more support-ish for your Sukamon decks, but this is going to be kind of you can use it in conjunction with those, but it's more of Numemon, Monzemon kind of focused strategies. One of the guys at my locals calls it boogers and bears because Numemon looks like a big snot. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Jellymon getting more support, finally getting its mega as well. If you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, you know that like at one time I was running a Jellymon jamming deck, and it was just like swing multiple times through multiple different level 4s, level 5s, just keep attacking, unsuspend, attack, unsuspend, attack, unsuspend, attack. With jamming, right? And that was the general strategy there. If you included stuff like red plugin, you would have security attack +1. If you had like the blue option, you were unblockable. So like using it with plugins, great stuff. And now we're just going to add on to that deck, and now we actually get a mega that synergizes with the deck. So really happy for that. I think Angoramon's going to need some work. It's cool. I love the design. I love the mega. The alt art on it is sick. But I just need to, I think it's going to need some work. Going to need to shop it a little bit. If you guys have seen any cool builds or anything like that for it, please send them my way. I'd love to see them. Trying to get something really solid for you guys before I just throw this deck out into the world. I think it's still trying to figure it out, the kinks in it a little bit. But that'll do it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it's going to be a fantastic set to pick up for veteran players as well as new players. If you've got new players coming into your stores, point them in the direction of this. Tell them it's got some of the best cards ever printed all in here at low rarities and easy to pick up because they're going to be great staples moving ahead. So yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting time for Digimon moving forward.